Then once you go into the college, corporates, there also you will be trained life skills because that becomes your core, the most important part, the life skills. Now, what are life skills according to you? Can you name a few? If you can try. And once you go into the college, corporates, there also you will be trained life skills because that becomes. So, Indira, would you like to give us few life skills names?
Behavioral skills.
Okay.
Mm, interpersonal skills, it includes all, like.
Okay. And
Communication skills.
great. Yes. So there are 10 life skills that are very, very important. That would be your core system. The start to start off with would be your communication skills.
Yes.
In communication, if we divide it or subdivide it, we will have listening, observation skills. Now, how good do you communicate with your parents? How good do you communicate with your boss? How good do you communicate with your friends? Is what your life skills is actually. An example I would give you, in office, people will praise you that you are a good, communicator. You really have patience. You're a good listener. But drop down, come home, you're the opposite person. You hardly listen. You hardly give reply, or, the communication part becomes very limited. So our core skills or life skills will always be, neglected in our personal life. Because someone is watching us, we always watch our words, our tone, our style, our way of looking, the way we are listening to people and responding. These are something that it is mandate outside. But when we are at home, do we do the same thing? What happens if we don't do these things? That is where your emotional intelligence will come to place. Your emotional intelligence and your transactional skills. These are the two things that would get affected with your communication skills. Transactional analysis is something where we all have three ego states: the parent ego, the child, and, the adult. When we are talking to the opposite person, we get into any one of these roles, and our communication is built on that. Similarly, our emotions affect our health, our confidence levels, the way we portray ourselves to others. So all these life skills are interconnected to each other. It is like a web, one after the other, one after the other. You keep improving yourself. You keep, fine tracking yourself or fine tuning yourself. If your communication is good, if your emotional intelligence is good, if your transactional, analysis is good, then you can take good decisions. To take good decisions, decision making skill, you need to have critical thinking. And all these are like, very tightly connected. So one also, if you lose out, you will not be able to see better success. Now, if any of these things would not work, comes the stress management. We are all stressed, so we need to deal with it. Another stress-related topic would be your time management. We're always running. I have to go here, I have to go here, I have to do this, I have to do this. We are in a rush always. But if you are learning about goal settings, then you will save a lot of time. Then you will not get that tension or pressure. So each topic works like a clock. If all these are good, then I will be a good team player. I would be able to communicate well with the opposite person. I'll be able to delegate work with my colleagues or share work with my colleagues. I'll be able to give in my ideas very freely, openly. I'll be able to push my team forward. If all these things I've practiced, I'm doing really, really good, then the next position would be a leadership job. So we start with communication, we end with leadership. When we talk about leader, who comes into your mind? A company CEO, or a political leader, or a business magnate. We think about these things when we talk about leaders, because leaders have got all the skills. They have achieved everything. They have worked on themselves. That is why they are in that position. So this is a complete cycle, I would say. You start at one point and then you end at another. The struggle is going on and on and on. Once you pass through, you become a guru, or you become the master. You become someone whom you can guide. And that is what you give back to the society. That is how the society would work. So this is, in a nutshell, what life skills are. So if you have any questions so far, you can ask me. Or you can ping me or write a message. Any questions?
I don't think we have any questions. We
Okay.
can move to the
Move
main
forward.
content.
Yes. So I'm going to give one small case for all of us to solve. Let's see how we are going to work on this. Now imagine you are back to school. We're not going back to the future, but we are actually going back. And we'll think about us like students. You have finished your homework. Next day, you have to submit your homework to your teacher. Okay? A holiday homework where you will be given marks. But next day, when you're going to school, suddenly you realize your homework is not to be seen anywhere. Anywhere. So, what kind of life skill would you use first? This is a problem. This is a scenario. Now, what life skill do you think you can use it? You can unmute and say or type in your answer.
Silent. We'll finish the work early.
You didn't listen
Time
to my question.
management.
No,
Time
you didn't listen
management.
to my question. Indra, I'll repeat my question again.
Okay.
You lost your homework file, okay? Just
Okay.
before you're submitting to your teacher.
Okay.
Okay, so what is the life skill that will first come?
Being careful.
No, you lost
Communications.
it. You lost your homework. You're about to go meet the teacher. So what is the life skill that will come?
Time man
Imagine,
will do again the
imagine you're a student, okay? Communication
okay.
skills, no, Jyoti, it's not communication skills.
Time management? No, not time management.
Think, think, think. Thinking horses on. The first life skill is fear, tension, stress is what you get because you lost your work. You don't know where to find it. The first human reaction that we have whenever we miss a deadline, whenever we miss a project, the first thing that hits us is stress. When stress hits, this becomes empty. Your decision making, your time management, your communication, your goal setting, everything will go up actually. So that is the human reaction. Okay. But if you're trained on the life skills, what is the first thing that you will do? Now you are standing in front of your teacher. She asked you to submit the report or your homework. So what are you going to tell your teacher? Or what are you going to do basically?
Finding reasons like, ma'am, I lost the homework.
Okay.
We'll keep on complaining like, ma'am, I did it, but I lost it somewhere.
Okay. So anyone else would like to answer? If you are trained in life skills, okay, you will admit the fact that you have written your homework, but you will not repeat yourself, time and again. The repetition would cut down. You will genuinely say, sorry, I've written everything, but I lost my file. If you could give me, some time, let me go back and check it thoroughly and submit the file. If I've lost the file, then let me sit and write it again. If you can give me that excuse or that chance, I would greatly oblige. Here you're trying to negotiate with the teacher. You're trying to communicate, and trying to get empathy from the teacher so that you will get some more time. If a person is skilled, that person will be able to handle the human reactions. First reaction is we get tensed. Second reaction is we talk irrelevant. We don't talk exactly what we want to do because your mind is all jammed. You don't know what to say. But if you have that patience or if you have been trained, you will think, okay, I lost my book. It is okay. Let me tackle it in this way, or let me work it out in this way. Something that works out for me. The realization, handling your emotions, acknowledging your emotions is the first thing that we don't do. We panic. Human reaction. Okay, I'm scared. I'm worried. I don't know what to say. If you agree to all these things, then the next thing comes in clearly, very clearly in your mind. Okay, this is what you're supposed to do. Now, my next case scenario is you are with your best friend. Okay. And your best friend is upset with something. So, what skill would help you to respond correctly to your friend? Anyone can answer. You can type in your answer.
Console.
You were saying something?
We'll console her.
How?
Like whatever the reason it might be, like we say it happened, it happens, so don't worry. We should move forward like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you think of any other way?
Sorry, ma'am.
Can you think of an alternative?
Mm.
If we remove upset, okay, and put in they've lost someone they're very close to, okay, someone passed away. How would you console that person? Or we can replace that with they love something so much, they have been working on that project so much, but someone else got that. So in these three different scenarios, how are you going to help your friend come out of that zone?
First, we'll give their own time to accept the fact that it happened, the thing, and
Okay.
we'll say that you go on a vacation or something and come
Mhm.
back.
Okay. Anyone else would like to add something? Rightly said that we will first let the emotion sink in your friend, whatever the situation is. It is something that is not in their hand. It is something that they cannot change or do anything about it. So, if there is a death or someone they have lost someone close to them, there they don't have an option of getting that person back. So that has to actually sink in with them. And then they have to deal with their emotion. If they want to cry, if they want to, not talk, just be there. You're just being their support system. Over here, you're using your listening skills, the empathetic listening skills, because the emotions are related to it. Now, one of your friend really worked hard on a project and she lost that project. Now, over here, yes, she lost the project. Yes. But why did she lose it is where we start asking questions. We start, checking everything and then help her to take a better decision. Okay, I have lost with one, but I'll be able to pull it up. So you are building a person's self-esteem. You are building a person's morale to start working on themselves again. That in turn helps them, to build their confidence. So any scenario, your life skills would play a very important role, either be taking a decision or, you know, thinking about what to do, what not to do. Okay, let me come up with another question. We all have been in our teens, college days. Immediately after school, you have to choose what field you're going to get into. So there are n number of people who will come and tell you that this field is good, engineering is good, medicine is good. There are a lot of things. How do you help a teen choosing a good career for themselves? What are the skills that we have to use to talk to a teen? We all have
And
been through that.
analytical skills, like which first we need to find out the person which subject or which subject they like, and
Correct.
in which area they are good at.
Mhm. Very
Based
good.
on that, they can choose their career.
Partly, yes. What we can do over here is we can use career counseling. That is one more life skill that we have to learn is what they are good at, why they are going to choose that, how will their future be, how they are supposed to do the research. So these are the things that we use or we come across in our day-to-day life. We just don't say it is a life skill, it is a core skill that will build your life from a foundation to brilliance. The journey that you take from this point to this point, you will surprise yourself because you will be enhancing each skill, the steps that you take up one by one, one by one. You start enhancing yourself. You start questioning yourself. You start balancing yourself, saying that, okay, in this situation, I'm supposed to be like this. You'll be able to identify what emotions are hindering you. You will be able to identify what you're really good at, what you're not good at. Your decision making skills becomes very precise and clear. If these skills are taught from a very young age, don't you think kids would have better options, you know, to build good career, to build good relationships, to have a future that they are looking for? That is why we say that these skills help you to define yourself, to explore, to consider what is good, what is not, to identify your weak points, to decide how to work on your weak points, and then to evaluate where you stand. Decide is the word. But when we break it down, D for define, E for explore, C for consider, I for identify, again, D is to decide and E is to evaluate. We all use this word decide, decide. So just use this decide model to work on your life skills. Makes it more easier, smoother to run in your life. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me, or you want to share any case or scenario that you thought it was very difficult, you can let us know. Anywhere you felt that if this skill I would have learned, I would have saved a lot of time. Can you think about those scenarios? Okay, let me ask you another question. Who is your superhero? Which superhero do you like? Superheroes are a lot. Spider-Man, Superman, He-Man. So who is your superhero? No answers? Okay. Today, life skills would play your invisible superhero. You don't know that it is present, but it makes everything very easy. It helps you to shape things. It helps you to manage your emotions. It helps you to make better choices. It also helps you to speak up when it is required. So these are all that I have about life skills. If you have any questions, please, you can ask me. Okay, how many people here use affirmations? Do you know what
Sharon,
affirmations are? Yeah.
do you want me to share the presentation or something? Let me know.
The affirmations one, we'll just have that.
Give me a moment. Let me get that. Have you got the screen?
Yes. So affirmations are nothing but the positive one-liners that help us to get into track. There is a lot going on in our mind. We think a lot. We jam our mind with so many thoughts that we don't have clarity. So whenever you are in a state where you think that there's a lot of confusion going on, you just sit, take a deep breath, you relax, and you tell yourself or you repeat this affirmation: I am calm and I'm in control of a situation. You will use this affirmation and count till 10 and start doing the slow breathing process. When you are doing this, slowly your mind will relax. It will help you to, organize your thoughts in a better way. Now, there would be times when, we don't listen to people. We are always in a hurry or always busy with some or the other work, where our own personal relationships would get the brunt of it. Your immediate better half, that would be your husband or your wife or your parents or your children, they will feel neglected. So, one practice I would suggest everyone is to practice the next affirmation, that I speak clearly and listen fully. You can add their names, or you can add, I speak clearly and listen fully to my family members, to my friends, to my colleagues, to my children. You can add anything. So this consciously builds a thought process that will help you to solve most of your crisis. Now, we all face failures, and we have seen lot of people just opt for the easier way out, that is suicide. Or there are times when you feel really depressed and really very lonely, so you can't come out of that zone. The next is for you guys. I learn from every challenge, every failure, every difficult situation. Every bad phase in your life is just a challenge, and it would be there for a limited period of time if you allow it to stay. So every challenge comes with a solution. So you tell that you learn from that challenge and you're out of that challenge. Now, the next affirmation is about your choices. Every second, every minute, we do make a lot of choices. So why shouldn't we make a smarter choice? Why can't we become smarter people? To get whatever we want in life. Why can't we have smart goals in life where we have a very strict schedule or strict procedure to follow? You say that I make a better choice every time when I have got an option. Now, the next affirmation is something that we all need to work on. That is handling our stress. Stress is everywhere. You have got good stress, you have got bad stress. Bad stress is where we really need to work on. A stress that is affecting your health. We have seen recent reports that people are dying with a heart attack, and that too due to stress. So don't we think that this is the time that we need to start working on it? So you say, I handle stress with strength that I to overcome, to have a better life. And to top it all, the last one for the day is believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, the remaining things would not matter. So I believe in my ability to grow professionally, personally, emotionally, financially, whichever field you want to grow. You say that you believe in your ability to work on that area. Each affirmation over here in this affirmation card that we have chosen will help you for a better and enhanced you. This is a free affirmation card that we will be sharing with everyone in this group so that it will help you to start, you know, having a better, happier, and good life. Apart from this, we will also be sharing the life skills, life skills, what we have discussed. Now, you have to have a checklist of this so that you can choose which life skill you're good at, which life skill you're not good at, where you need to work on it. So, hope I have, given you enough information about life skills, how it will help us in having a brilliant life or a brilliant career or a brilliant financial stability or to have a great health. So if you have any questions, you can let us know.
Sometimes sometimes it is hard to accept that when every challenge we face is goes wrong, like every opportunity that we think that it will come to us, but it will go. So in that situation, what we should do, ma'am?
Okay. In that situation, we are going to look at how we work and whatever goals you have. Someone might have already achieved that part of goal, right?
Yes.
So look at their pattern. What helped them to get to that goal? What stopped you from not going to that goal?
Yeah, but it takes time, like it takes more
Definitely,
time.
definitely. See, more time, reason being the amount of time that we fix in our mind, you know, I will get success in this limited time or this thing. You'll have to look at the skill also. How much time did you put in for that particular skill to develop, to help you to move to the next level? Have you ever checked during, anything like that?
Yes, ma'am.
So what did it tell you?
Like it made me to stay strong, be patient, believe in
Yes,
our work, believe in
yes.
our work, what we do. Many people will say that you are not fitted it, but we do our work, we know that our capabilities, but we do believe in our work and we move on. But some point of time we think that we should quit.
See, for any goal that we don't reach, there would be something that we are overlooking it,
Yeah.
something that we are not able to look at it. That is where you should be able to take the help of a third person. What you might
Yes.
not be able to see it, probably that person might be able to help you with it. So whenever we are stuck in a decision, it is always good to, include someone else to have a different angle and a different perspective. That will always, always help. Now, any skill, any life skill, uh, on its own, we will not be able to achieve. You need to have a master because he has come out of it. His perspective or his look towards it might be little different. Probably after trying so many times or after failing so many times, my morale would be very less. I might not be able to look at it. I can tell lies to myself that I've done everything. There's nothing else that I could do, but still I will try, is what we tell ourselves. But to accept that I've done something that is not working out, I need to find that thing out, is where you're solving the problem. The way you tell or the way you think how, which thinking hat are you going to use to solve that particular problem is how we look into it. Whom did you ask or whom did you consult with your problem?
It's my
Or it
family
was
only.
only your family? Did you get an answer that was something that gave you a result?
Yes, ma'am. Because they are the reason who gave me plenty of time for my support. So they always encourage me. They understand my situation and they keep supporting me. Sometimes I feel that giving plenty of time because of them only, I sometimes fail.
Yeah. See, because we don't have a deadline. When we talk
Yeah.
about goal settings, we never think about deadlines. We never think of achieving. See, we think about deadline. That is a superpower deadline we think about. But I mean, one day I will finish this. In 2 months, I'll finish this. You haven't even put your foot in it, but you think in 2 months you will finish it. Is that practical? It will not help you. So when you are using a timeline, or when you are looking at a set thing that I have to finish by this, but what is the amount of pre-work that you have to do for it? Also, you have to keep in mind.
Yes,
90%
ma'am.
of the goals fail because we don't give time. Most of them think do or die. It's always do or die situation, always. If I don't get it now, I will never get it in my life. 90% people leave their chosen careers or chosen path because of this single thought, do or die. I couldn't do it for the first time, so I'm not going to do it. I don't love that subject, so I will never love it. We have this fixed mindset or fixed belief system that we tell ourselves that if it doesn't work out, it will never work out. We are never getting into something with an open mind. We don't. But compared to an adult, a child is much open to it because of their experience level or because of their love for adventure. When we started to learn cycle, did we ever think of falling down? Ever? How many people know how to cycle? Please raise hands. So first time when the cycle comes in your hand, you are eager to just ride. You're not thinking how many times will I fall, how many bruises will I get. No, your goal is to do it. But do adults have the same zeal in working towards their goal? I don't think so. Because a lot of things comes into picture. We talk a lot of negative talk also. Due to my age, I can't do it. Due to my health, I cannot do it. Don't you think these are the excuses that everyone gives you? It's too easy to try. I know I can't do it. So these are something that people on a frequent basis use these phrases. So you have to have an open mind and also set a target to finish, to reach. Any other questions? Any messages or any questions? Good to go? Okay. Did anyone send any message, Jyoti, or they have any question?
No, we don't have any messages.
No questions.
Yep.
Okay. So that's it then. We have given just a brief of what the life skills are and how important they are in our life.
So, yeah, thank you so much, Sharon, for giving an insightful, thought-provoking session.
Thank you.
And I would love to add something to the topic that we have already discussed until now. So just to be very precise, what is life skills and what exactly are we talking about? I hope my screen sharing has come up.
Yes.
So while you were going ahead and giving the life skills session, I was just going through what exactly it is. So, see, the life skills are the skills that every human being, every person is possessing. And according to the Google definition, of course, everybody is using ChatGPT, but still I went the old school. According to World Health Organization, UNESCO, and UNICEF also, they internationally recognize 10 life skills, and a life skill is defined as the ability for adaptiveness and positive behavior that will enable an individual to live a effective life uh, facing everyday challenges. So when we are discussing about life skills, we always think that this should be taught in colleges or this should be told by teachers or this should be told by lecturers or this should be a proper training. No, actually, we don't really need any training for this because what World Health Organization has recognized, all the 10 skills are in a human being. And it is just that uh, some of them are up to the mark and some of them you might have to work. And every life skill is learnable, improvable. You can improve, you can learn, and you can upgrade every day, unlike any other school subject. So now while I was going through the life skills, so what I have seen is a list of 10 life skills what World Health Organization has given, which are in every human being. I hope all of you would definitely accept to it, because the life skills that I've seen, they were real great, and the 10 skills that are imbibed in a human being, in every individual, which have been highlighted by World Health Organization. The list of 10 life skills go like this. The first one is self-awareness. Do you believe World Health Organization and all the international organizations are saying self-awareness? Just in one line, I would like to summarize. When you know about yourself, it is easy to go for success. It is easy to face any challenge because you know what is your strength, you know what is your weakness. So if there is no self-awareness, that's it. Having rest of the skills also doesn't matter. Now, how do you improve self-awareness? How do you work on your self-awareness? We have done enough of sessions until now. Probably if need be, we would be doing few more things. And another skill that has been listed is empathy. N- Empathy, as such, we lack these days. With the AI, we have become robots equivalently, and being empathetic to situations, empathetic to people, empathetic to your own family. It paves a success to you, and it enhances you as an individual. It adds value to you. The next one is critical thinking. Critical thinking and creative thinking both have been given equal importance as life skills because every human being has creativity in them and every human being has critical thinking in them. So if we have to talk about critical thinking, we are how good as a critic. Easy to look at something negative, easy to talk something about negative. But then being positive about critical thinking and thinking about anything logically really enhances oneself and it paves a way to success. Decision making is another life skill which World Health Organization has highlighted, and decision making is crucial. We know it. We are in a very fast paced environment these days, and we know how important it is. So we can't really talk less about it. And coming to problem solving, you know what exactly it is. Problem solving is not just about career, is not just about your studies, is not just about relationships. There is problem solving in every aspect of our life. If you look at the skills that have been listed by World Health Organization, every skill is in us, and we definitely need it at a point of time. Not all the 10 skills we would be using at a point of time, but we would need them at various situations, various time zones, at various levels, in various, critical processes. And next comes communication skills. We have talked a lot about this. I think Sharon has done almost close to 4 sessions on communication skills, which were real wonderful. And we had great time learning the methods and the styles and understanding it. And then comes interpersonal communication skills. Most of them think communication skill and interpersonal communication are both one and the same. They are not. They are two different, total different topics and subjects. Now, the last two are going to be really great skills that World Health Organization has said are very important for a human being. One, the last but not the least, that is coping with stress. The word stress itself is going to give you stress. I know that. But it is in us. We are gifted, and we as a human being have the capability to cope up with the stress. It's just that we should know ourselves and learn the patterns, learn the techniques, or understand what really is going to help us cope up with the stress. So it would be varying from individual to individual. That's the reason self-awareness as a life skill was listed in the first one. And then comes coping with emotions. Now, the the little we talk about emotions, the better it is, because we have lost that the emotional touch or the emotional communication, I would call it. Most of the sessions, what I'm going to say is it's emotional communication that we are missing. We try to talk, but we don't add any empathy into it. When you add empathy, it comes into emotions. When you are showing your concern, when you're talking to an individual, that's when it comes up as a emotion. You're talking with them. But then see, here World Health Organization is mentioned as coping with emotions is a skill. Why do you think coping with emotions is a skill? The reason emotions are totally seen in our body language, in our face, in our voice, in our smile. Even our eyes convey the emotions what we carry. But most of the time in life, not always you can convey your emotions as they are. You can't just throw out your raw emotions. You sometimes have to hold back your emotions. You sometimes have to read what your emotions are really, conveying to you, and whether you want to act upon like that or not is a decision to be made. So none of the skills, the World Health Organization, whatever it has recognized, the 10 life skills, all the skills are within us. I hope everybody accepts that. And just that it might not be of equal proportion, equal component. 10% of each is included in us. It is not like that. Probably somebody is real good with communication skills, somebody is real good with coping with stress. But then the rest of the skills have to be worked out if you want to be successful in your career life, in your personal relationship, in your life. Be it, be it official relationship or personal relationship or a long-term relationship that you're looking at. All these skills we use with our family members, we use with every individual that we are interacting. So understanding these skills and working on them is definitely going to enhance our success, and it's going to lead us to a better life and enables us to face the challenges. So, life is always filled with challenges. Most of the time when people say, why am I facing this? I would always say that it is a sign that you are alive. The reason I say that is, if you don't have a problem, if you don't have a challenge to face, how would you even think you're going to really live? Can somebody eat only sweets all the time? Can somebody have only rice all the time? No, when we are choosing to have so many dishes in our life, why do we think that, we should be only having one emotion or one kind of pattern of life? In fact, we get bored. As human beings, we get bored if there is no trouble, if there is no challenge in our life. So this is what I understood. And yeah, as I was giving the food example, I would definitely love to add a value over there. I recently read that, I think she was a Insta influencer or somebody who was living on only fruits for 10 years. And she had influenced some lakhs of people saying that fruit is enough to live by. And now imagine, she passed away with the malnutrition. After 10 years, she passes away with malnutrition. So that's how our life is. Our life also needs to be balanced. And to also need these skills. To survive you need these skills. So with that note, I would thank everybody for joining here, and I would encourage everyone to convey the importance of life skills. Uh, until World Health Organization recognize them as skills in a human being that really enhance you and are preparing you for challenges and success, none of them paid way, none of them really gave a serious thought about it. But then these are some serious skills which are within us. We don't really have to learn from anywhere. You don't have to go for any classes, and very valuable. So if you look at, a decision making is done at a home level. A mom has to make decision every day, what she's going to prepare, what breakfast she has to make, what she has to feed the family. A father has to make a decision what time he has to leave out of home to go to office. A child has to make a decision what books he has to pack in a bag. So at that age, we are having decision making. We might think that decision making is not for us. It's probably at the highest level, only CMs, PMs, or somebody who runs a country, who runs a company might need it. But no, it's not that. All the life skills that we have just discussed is part of our life every day. It's not like we take a decision only once in a while. Every moment a human being is taking decisions, to do, not to do, to talk, not to talk, to accept, not to accept. Everywhere we are involved in decision making. But how good are you with it is totally what takes you to next level. So with that note, thank you all for joining today. And once again, thank you, Sharon, for a wonderful session, and hope to
Thank
see you
you.
next week again.
Sure.